What's up, guys? The reason I'm recording this video today is I want to talk a little bit about and share some of my experience dealing with the National Registry Test for the EMTB through Pearson VUE. And this is just mainly for, I guess, anyone interested, but I'd say mainly for people who have just finished their, I guess, their EMT class, and you've already completed like your psychomotor skills test and things like that, and you're gearing up to take the cognitive exam. So basically, the way the test works, I'm sure you've researched it already. It's between 70, 100, and 120 questions, and the test will cut off randomly. And apparently, the reason for that is it's an adaptive test, and it's supposed to, I guess, with 95% accuracy, determine whether or not you know the material. So if you're an individual getting ready to, take the National Registry Test, you're probably researching online, different people's experiences, and I'm sure you've seen that, and know that the test cuts off at random. It can anywhere between 70 and 120 questions. The test cuts off, and you don't really know until you either get the email or you go on the National Registry website and you check. So if you're like me, you may be feeling unprepared, or you may be feeling that you're not ready to take it. So number one advice I have for that is no matter your preparation, approach the test with the mentality of having confidence. That is how you're going to achieve your best result. And also, most importantly, I want to provide this information because if you've researched online, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people saying that, oh, my test cut off at 78 questions. Oh, my test cut off at exactly 70 questions and I passed. And you'll tend to see that a lot of people are saying that between 70 and that their test cut off between 70 and 85 questions and they passed. And then you'll find some people that are, oh, my test was 110 questions and I didn't pass. I have to take it. I have my third time taking it. So approaching it, you probably have the mentality of, okay, well, I'm aiming to have that test cut off between 70 and 80 questions. If my test drags on past 80 or 85 questions, I know I'm going to have to take it again, if you're like me. But I'm here to tell you that that is not true. I just recently got certified, I'd say about a month ago, and I passed on the first try. And my test lasted for 120 questions. It cut off at question 120. And of course, given the previous research that I've done, or I did, when the test got past, I guess, 85 or 90 questions, I just got really discouraged. And I just felt like, oh man, I'm just gonna have to take, the thoughts started flowing through my head. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I flunked this test. I'm gonna have to pay the $80 and take it again, and I'm gonna have to go on whatever that pocket prep is again, and just really grind, studying hard, which you should always study. It can't hurt. But I'm here to tell you that you can. Do not get discouraged if your test lasts longer than 70 or 85 questions, because it is possible. Like I said, mine cut off at question 120, and during that 3 days I was just down in the dumps. Like I had my head, shoulders just slumped to the ground, because I just knew I was going to get the email saying, unfortunately, you did not pass. But that wasn't the case. And when I got the email and I saw in the National Registry I was newly certified, and my date and had the expiration date, it was like the greatest weight was just lifted off of my shoulders, and I was able to just focus on what's next. So I think that's very important. So that goes to advice number two, or that I have to give to you, is if you're taking the test and you're not really sure how you're doing, and your test goes past 80 questions and 85 questions, and you start thinking like, why isn't it cutting off? Push on, you know what I mean? And keep, just stay disciplined and push on and take it one question at a time. No matter if you're question 95, 110, you have the mentality that the next question could either tilt you towards passing, or it could tilt you towards failing, and you never know. So you always want to answer to the best of your ability to the very, very end. I cannot stress that enough. That's very, very important. And you never know, because you never know, and you may be like me and just think, that was it. Once you get to question 110, you're just you want to get up and walk out and not take it. But don't do that. Follow all the way through with the test, because more than likely you may get a result that you weren't expecting. I encourage you guys, you guys have taken the course, you guys have passed the psychomotor skills test. I'd say one of the biggest things that you have to get down is vocabulary. And I don't mean vocabulary in a sense of they're going to test you on vocabulary. I mean vocabulary in the sense of like body systems and functions. Once you get vocabulary down, whether it's like the cardiovascular system or the respiratory system, the nervous system, the different parts of your vertebrae, and whether it's the arterioles or just kind of get the vocabulary down to where you kind of know what body part or body system is being referenced or talked about. And you'll find after a while, after you know the vocabulary, you kind of are able to put some of these systems together in your mind, and so they're integrated, and you kind of have in basic terms, you can't know what you're talking about unless you can identify each part, if that makes sense. Or you don't know about something unless you can accurately define it. That's a better way to say it. So if you can accurately define something, you have a better chance of knowing how it works. And that helps a lot on the test, I'll say. You know what I mean? Because there's some questions that I'd say they're not really designed to trick you, but they are designed in a way that, they're multiple choice and there'll be 4 different answers. There'll be one that is completely off, or 2 that are completely off. They both may be contraindications of something, and it'll leave you with 2 options, and both of those options may be right, but you have to pick the better option, or the best option for whatever scenario that is presenting you with. So that is the best advice I can give as far as the multiple choice goes. Always try to identify the oddballs and break it down so you have to decide between 2 options. There you're going to have your best results. And of course, just approach the test with confidence. You know what I mean? Trust in yourself, trust the material. You guys have studied and you guys have taken the course. So you may not feel it if you're like me, because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that I was prepared. But just go in there and do the best that you can. You know what I mean? Answer to the best of your ability. Don't think ahead. Don't think behind. Basically meaning, don't think about the question that's next. Don't think about the question that you just answered, saying, maybe if I think I answered that wrong. No. Trust yourself. Don't second guess yourself, and don't overthink the question. Because a lot of times, if you're like me, and even just the way the test is designed, just don't overthink it. Sometimes, or oftentimes, the simple answer, the one that pops out at you, is indeed the answer that you want to go with. And also make sure you read the entire question. That's a big one. Make sure you read the entire question. And I know there's certain methods out there that they'll say, like there's certain National Registry exam test prep books that'll tell you to read the last sentence of the question first and go back. I didn't do that, but I can definitely see how that's beneficial. Because what happens is you'll read the first part of a question, and then your mind will already start to feel like you know the answer, and you want to start looking at the answer, and you get that confirmation bias within yourself. but you may have to make sure you read the last part of the question, because it tends to throw a lot of wrenches in there, you know. So just take your time. The clock running down should not be an issue for you. I think you have like 2 hours to take the test. I don't remember, but just take your time with questions. Time shouldn't really be an issue, and just answer with confidence and do to the best of your ability, and follow through on all the answers. I don't care if the test doesn't cut off, and hopefully you get the result that you're looking for. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys, with my experience, and I want to wish you luck, and yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? So good luck on taking the test, and you'll do just fine.